question 5. So we are given with the graph that appears here and the equation of this graph is given. Let me write it down. It is ax plus b divided by x minus 4. And we know that the graph passes through 2 points, the point P and the point Q, which are given. And we need to find the value of A and B. So for that I'm going to directly use the points given. The point P have coordinates of -10 and 1. So I'm going to plug it in the curve equation. I will get 1 equals -10a plus b divided by -10 minus 4, which is -14. So if I simplify a bit, I get that -14 equals -10a plus b. This is from the point P. Now I'm moving on to the point Q. The point Q have coordinates of 3 and -12. So substituting in the equation of the curve, I get -12 equals 3a plus b divided by 3 minus 4, which is -1. And if also here I simplify, I get +12 equals 3a plus b. So I have two equations with variables a and b, and I can solve for a and b. I'm just going to subtract the first equation from the second equation. So I do basically the second minus the first. So I get here 12 minus -14, which is 26. 3a minus -10a, which is 13a, and b minus b, which cancels out. So I left here with 13a equals 26. I divide by 13 and I get that a equals 2. And in order to find b, I'm just going to use one of those equations, for example this one. So I get 12 equals 3 times a, and a is now 2, plus b, and then I get that b equals 6. So we found a and b, and this is part A. Now moving on to part B. So here is the question for part B. We need to describe a sequence of transformation that would map the graph of the function 1 over x onto the graph of the function that was given in A. So what we need to do? Let me start by simplifying the function that we already had. So the function was with a and b. We already found a and b, so I substitute a and b, and I get 2x plus 6 divided by x minus 4. This is the function where then we need to map 1 over x to this function. So I start by simplifying this function. I write down this function in the following way. I will write 2x minus 8, and since I have actually plus 6 here. If I write minus 8, I had to add 14, so together it's plus 6, and I didn't change the term. In the next step, you will understand why I wrote it down like that. Now I continue. So from those two, I'm going to take 2 out. And then I divided already. And the second part, which left here, is 14 divided also by x minus 4, sorry. Yeah, so I just separated the two terms. They have a common denominator, and I just write them separately with the same denominator. Now, this allows me to cancel out here this term, and then I left with 2 plus 14 over x minus 4. So this also explains why in the first place, in this step, I wrote minus 8, because I recognize that if I will take out 2, I will left with x minus 4, which exactly cancels out with the denominator. So this is the first step. I just reorganized or simplified this function. And now in the next step, I have to start with the function 1 over x, and I need to end up with this function right here. So the first transformation I'm going to do is a scaling transformation. Scaling with factor 1 over 14, which means that instead of writing x, I multiply with this scaling factor. So instead of writing x, I write down 1 over 14 times x. And this I can simplify a bit. The 14 will go to the denominator and x left in the denominator. So now I'm moving on. I'm doing the second transformation. So the first one was here, scaling. Now I want to turn this x term into x minus 4. This will be a shift transformation. So shift right 4 steps. This means when I shift right, that everywhere where x is written, I can write down x minus 4, sorry. Yeah, this is how it works with the shifting. If I shift right in 4 steps, instead of x, I write x minus 4. And if I would shift to the left side, then I would write it with a plus sign, x plus 4. Okay, so I already have something that starts to look like the term here, which I need to end up with. And I still have to do a third transformation, will be in order to add these 2 here, and this is shift up 2 steps. And shifting up means that I simply add 2 to the function I have. So I started with 1 over x. I did 3 transformation, scaling with factor of 1 over 14, second transformation shifting right 4 steps, and the third transformation shifting up 2 steps, and I end up with the same function that I wanted. So this is the answer to part B.